And now to discuss issues around the field, we have Gbolahan Olojede, an economic expert, joining us. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us on Galaxy News. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me, but Dangote Refinery began loading PMS on Sunday. What is your reaction to this?
Yes, I'm interested in development. We thank God that we are finally at this junction. About a month ago, if you will remember, this NNPC told us that Dangote Refinery has not been commissioned, it has not been licensed, and that it is only 45% complete. And that, as a matter of fact, the products that were coming from the place were inferior to imported products. That was what NNPC said a month ago. So it is interesting that the same NNPC lined up trucks yesterday to load from Dangote Refinery. So, and well, for the fact that finally PMS is being rolled out commercially from that refinery, that oil in our oil and gas space that has been opened yesterday.
So now let us have Olojede Lamidi, the chairman of Southwest IPMAN. We thank you so much for being part of the news. So how would you react to the controversy on price template? That is a varying price that NNPC was selling before and what they want to sell now that you're taking the price from the fuel from Dangote.
About the pricing, but I don't have access to that information. The information I have is just based on what I have been reading on papers, on social media. But however, NNPC has come out that their current price in Lagos is 865, and that has not changed, as against what people are saying about 950 per liter, or so on and so forth. So, and Dangote also has not said anything about that. The only information at my disposal is that Dangote brought in crude oil. The current one that are rolling as PMS was brought in from foreign country, and he purchased it in dollars. By October 1st, it will start with Nigeria crude oil, which is in Naira. Then the price may likely change, but I think if the price has to change, it has to come down. I don't expect it to go up because the product, the crude oil is coming from Nigeria, is going to be purchased in Naira and it's going to be sold in Naira.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for that. And to Gbolahan Olojede, since the crude Naira for product policy is expected to take off on 1st of October, do you think it will have any decreasing effect on the current price?
Not necessarily. The effect will most likely be on the pressure on the Naira to source for dollars. So if we're doing Naira for Naira, then we've taken away that constant search for dollars. If we're doing dollar for dollar, it means that Dangote will need to source for dollars to be able to buy the crude. And it also means that the federal government or NNPC will need to source for dollars to be able to buy the product from Dangote. But by doing Naira for Naira, we reduce all that pressure on the Naira, and we're able to deal, in our own local currency. But as far as the price of the product is concerned, it does not necessarily lead to any price reduction, unless NNPC is saying, I want to give some FX subsidy to Dangote, and he can do that. But other than that, it will not necessarily lead to any price reduction or any significant price reduction.
Okay, all right, thank you for that. And now to Alhaji Dele Lamidi. With this recent development, is this to say that fuel scarcity will be gone forever in Nigeria?
Well, I'm very hopeful that since the production is going to stay in Nigeria, and we have a refinery that has the capacity. And I'm very sure that that people as a businessman, there's going to be efficiency in terms of production. And one thing that will happen is that, those machines, they must not stop working. Once they stop working, there's a problem. So I believe that once there is availability, even the pricing that we're talking about, there's possibility of even station owners reducing their price. It may not be too much significant, but if you are selling at 900 naira before and there's product everywhere, well, nobody will tell you before you reduce it to maybe 895. The other person close to you may decide to sell at 890. So whereas we can start reducing our profit margin. So I'm hopeful that the era of scarcity should be a thing of past.
Okay, all right. We thank you very much for being part of our news. Many thanks to both of you for being part of our news today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And
thanks for having us.
Alhaji Dele Tajudeen Lamidi, Zonal Chairman, IPAN Southwest, and Gbolahan Olojede, an economy expert. And now moving on to other story.